hello, beautiful, wonderful community. It's Selena, and you are here at another episode of the Hot Girls Healing Podcast. Today, I am joined by the wonderful Courtney, and we're going to be talking about makeup. One of my honestly favorite ways to indulge in me makeup. Okay. But I'm also a girly who got into makeup late. So if you're one of those people, we are here for you. If you are someone who got into makeup early, we're also here for you. Okay. Join the conversation using hashtag Hot Girls Healing online. Follow me at Hot Girls Healing Podcast on Instagram, at Selena G on Twitter. All right, y'all, let's get into this conversation today. So, Courtney, can you please introduce yourself to the people? Let them know who you are and what we're going to be like, how what we're talking about today is relevant to you.
Okay, hi guys. I'm Courtney, the CEO of Crazy Crave Cosmetics. I'm happy to be talking about how getting into makeup has helped me heal, and we're here to share some tips with you guys. So I'm excited.
Okay, say that. So, like I said, I got into makeup late. Like, I was like, I think, I want to say like 16, 17 when I even started like being like, okay, so what is makeup? Let me try to figure
Mm-hmm.
out like some mascara or something. Um, when I really started being able to even do like a full face, I was probably like in my 20s. Like, girl, I'm 30 and I still don't know how to do everything when it comes to makeup. But what I have found during my little journey is that there's like this relationship with yourself that you develop when you have to look at yourself, to put on your makeup. You have to
Mm-hmm.
look at the details of your features, and you really start to like get into them. You start to see like, oh wow, like the arch of my eyebrows is actually quite lovely. Like, wow, my cheekbones, like, they're so round and so pretty. Like, I really started developing this relationship, this deeper appreciation for my own natural beauty through makeup.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what was your journey getting into makeup at all initially?
Okay, so when you said that you started makeup late, I literally thought you were going to say like you just now started getting into makeup. I guess I started getting into makeup late too because I didn't start until I was like 16, 17. I know that I was in high school. So I
Mm-hmm.
guess I started late too. But I really got into makeup because I was not confident in myself. So this is when Mac was popping. I had what it was it, heroin and Ruby Woo. Once I started getting playing with those, that was it. I fell in love with makeup. But like you
Mm-hmm.
said, as time went on, like I started noticing certain features about myself because you do have to spend time in the mirror. Like you have to look and sit with yourself. So for me, like you said, my eyebrows definitely, I love my eyebrows. So that was one thing that I fell in love with. And then my lips, I was like, wow, I have a nice structured lip. And then for the features that I wasn't so confident with, my nose, I feel like I have a huge nose. I contour it. Like it's fine. You just learn how to make makeup work for you. And that's how I got into it. So,
Oh, say that. Okay. See, I don't even know how to contour. Um, but I love a good nose. Like I actually
mhm.
really love my nose, and I love like for me it's like honestly under my eyes, like your girl be a little bit pressed out here sometimes. I don't know that I always get the best sleep. Like I feel like my eyes as I've grown up have really like I feel like I started to show like bags and like,
Mhm.
lines under my eyes like so young. And like, do I have PTSD? Yes. Might that be something that is connected to these bags and lines under my eyes? Maybe. I don't know. But I'm like, that's the spot for me. It's my eyes. I'm like, first of all, they're huge. And then secondly, I'm always trying to like figure out how to do like eyeliner and mascara, but I also have really
Mhm.
watery eyes. Like
Oh, me too.
figuring that out. I used to have a really unsteady hand, and then
Mm-hmm.
I'm already, a little bit anxious. And then like I'm trying to do my makeup, so my anxiety is heightened, and I'm trying to be doing it super perfect. So I'm over here like doing this, and the amount of mascara I've had on my eyeball, like I deserve compensation.
But that's the thing about makeup though, like it's like a work in progress. It's you're never going to be perfect because things are always changing. So it's just figuring out like how to make it work for you, and that's going to change constantly.
No, that is real. I definitely, when I said like I started in high school, I really did. Like the one tool I was figuring out was mascara. Like once I figured out
Mm-hmm.
mascara, I was like, okay, let me kind of move into eyeliner, because I was like, the first thing I want to put makeup on is my eyes. I want to highlight them. I want to like, it felt like a safe makeup to try. It wasn't a
Right.
lot of color. I remember thinking eyeshadow was just like too much for me. Like something about having color on my eyelids. I was like, I don't know. Whoa there, buddy. Like chill out. Even to this day I don't find myself wearing a lot of eyeshadow. Um
Mm-hmm.
but so after I felt like I had my eyes down, then I was like, let me get into kind of blush and eyebrows. Like I really
Oh,
had to build like what I was even comfortable doing to my face, like feature
yeah.
by feature, because it takes a while to develop the skill in any one area. I still can't
Mm-hmm.
put on lashes, and the thing is I used to be good at it.
Yeah. Me either. I That's what took me so long today. My lash wouldn't stick. Like I don't know. I don't know. It's
What was
just
your
it's a work in
process?
progress. So today actually, after like I tried it a few times, so what I usually do is I'll put the glue on the lash itself. I take a mirror and I kind of like cuff it under my breast, look down, and then I put my lash on. But lately
Hmm.
that has not been working for me. So after like 2 or 3 tries of that, I was like, okay, I gotta hurry up and get out the house. Like, so what I did was I put the lash glue on my lid itself, and then I
Hmm.
just put the lash on. Got that on the
Mm.
first try. So like that's a tip or like a little trick that I learned today that I'm gonna carry on until into my makeup routine now, just because it was so much easier.
Okay, no, say that. I've heard about the look down one for putting lashes on,
Mm-hmm.
and I found a little bit of success in there. How do you learn, or sorry, how did you learn to like build your face? Like where do you start there with the whole process of like putting your makeup on?
I'm trying to think. I think I first started with my eyes too, but for me, it was more so eyeshadow. I like to play on eyeshadow. I like color, and I like a pop of something. So if usually like if I'm wearing like white or black, my pop of something is gonna be on my eyes or my lips. So I started with my eyes. And I have hooded eyes, so I had to learn that, and I had to maneuver how to do that. For me, I'm like a YouTube and a TikTok girl. Well,
Okay.
TikTok is it's newer, but
Hmm.
YouTube. I used to YouTube myself to death looking for tips on hooded eyelids. So so that's how I usually learn. I figure out what type of structure that I have on my face, and then I look at the professionals on YouTube, and then that's how I learn. And it's kind of a trial and error type thing. So I may try this, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Then I'll try something else. If it works, then I just use it. After my
Okay.
let's see, after my eyeshadow, then lips were pretty easy for me. So that didn't really take any time. But for me, like I said, it was my nose, learning how to contour and highlight my nose in the way that I like, because I want my nose. I feel like it's huge. I like it to look chiseled and like a little
It's
slimmer.
so cute.
So thank you. Thank you. So yeah, I learned how to perfect that and like do my facial contour and stuff. And I'm still learning, like you said. I really don't have a makeup routine, which is crazy. Usually my routine is different probably like
Mm,
every few weeks. Just because like I learned something new or I figure out like, okay, I don't like how this looks better. So like I said,
mhm.
for me it's just like a learning progress, and I just implement what works best for me.
Okay, no, I actually
So that
appreciate that you brought up contouring though. Um, because I do now that I feel like I've gotten somewhere in my own little makeup journey, I do try to contour. And I mostly try it on
mm-hmm.
like, with highlighting my cheekbones. And I also saw someone
Yeah.
saying you can use it to like help highlight the shape of your face. So I try to do that as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't gotten into any other kind of contouring. It's a little bit advanced for me. And yeah, I don't know if I'll ever be at that level of makeup to know how to contour.
You will just keep trying. And then I was gonna say you have really nice cheekbone, like a cheekbone structure. So yeah,
Oh, thank you.
you're welcome.
Okay, so you mentioned that you learned a lot on YouTube and TikTok, and
Mm-hmm.
I actually
Yes.
really love that you mentioned that because I found that almost as useful and valuable as trial and error and trying different things was actually watching those
Mm-hmm.
YouTube videos. It helped me realize, okay, and let me know if you do the same thing. Like I'll do a different makeup routine sometimes based on the occasion. Like if I'm gonna do like, you know, if it's summer, like I learned that there's like different makeup that you can use. Like you can, instead of doing like a full face of foundation, you can just do like concealer and do like a spot kind of
Mm-hmm.
layer. And then you'll do a lighter layer of makeup on your face. And then on the time, or on the flip side, when it's winter, um, you can indulge in those like a little bit heavier makeups because you're not going to be like sweating and stuff. So I've learned a lot of different tips that way, and it's helped me to learn what kind of face to build depending on the occasion, or
Right.
if I expect to sweat. It to be most of what it is.
Yeah, I do that too. Like especially like okay, say I'm just going to run some errands and I want to put a little makeup on. I'm not gonna do too much. So I've learned to just put a thin layer on or whatever. But if I want to go full glam, then yeah, I have more products that I use, or I have different or more high end products that I use. So.
Ooh, okay, say that. That is actually something that I learned in my journey. They
Mm-hmm.
The quality of makeup really did make a difference for me because I grew up using
Mm-hmm.
drugstore makeup. I didn't even want to spend very much on makeup.
Right.
If I'm being honest, when I started my journey, I was like $8 for an eyeliner, and that's like that would be real cheap today. So like,
Yeah.
so when it came to like when it comes to I'm like, I don't even really know I'm so bad with names. I'm like, what have I bought? I've like the Fenty Beauties and you know, um, I know other makeup brands, I swear.
Like Huda
I'm like,
Beauty
I don't,
or
the ones that you can buy at Sephora.
right.
Yeah, because like when I
Yeah.
went from the drugstore to buying at Sephora and Ulta, that's when I actually realized
Mm-hmm.
that hey, maybe I'm not like as bad at makeup as I thought. Because some of those
Right.
products just were not forgiving. They like require more skill for it to even look good. And when I
Right.
started using these products that are a little bit more expensive, they go on smoother. You don't got to use as much. And I found that I was like, let me live over here. Like, I'm not about to be getting the like Lacombe, eye mascara, which I did get for Christmas. So I have one, but I'm like, I
Oh,
wasn't going
how
to
do you
spend
like
the
it?
money on that because it's nice. I'm like, that's one of my little special occasion ones. I'm like, when I'm really trying to go out, I'll use that one. But, that's
Right.
not the brand of makeup that you're going to find me buying. Um, I will kind of stick to that little accessible, but kind of higher end makeup because it just goes on a little smooth, a little bit more pigmented, that
Mm-hmm.
Juvia's Palace and all that.
Right.
Okay, I want to talk about a couple of more makeup tips. You had mentioned hooded lids.
Mm.
You see some live here as well. Um, and they really have a big part of why I've been avoiding eyeshadow. I kind of will do like a little like the dots in the creases of my eyes. I'll do like, you know, a little white
Mm-hmm.
liner on the bottom, the little doe eye effect, if you will. Like I love stuff like that. But what tip would you give to someone with hooded lids that wants eyeshadow to actually look like it's on their face?
So what I do is I go like a little bit above my lid. I don't know if you can like really see, but instead of
Hmm.
just putting eyeshadow like right here in the crease, I'm gonna go above the crease and put it higher so you can, so you know, it can actually show up and it won't get lost and sunken into the eye.
Mm. Okay, I'm gonna try that because honestly, that has been my issue. And then it'll be like folded, and the eyeshadow, like when I close my eyes, I then have like these lines. And I did learn about primer though, so I find that when
Okay,
I use
yes,
primer,
definitely
that
prime.
happens. Hmm. No, these
Yeah.
are things I've had to come to slowly. Like I just I had no idea about primer. I'm like, well, has that been a thing since we were kids? I don't know. I think they invented that along the way.
It was not though. It wasn't.
Okay, because I'm
We
like,
just
tell
used
me
to
something.
No, we just used to put eyeshadow on, and it used to look all glassy and like you literally could see through it or whatever. But yeah, I want to say maybe probably at least like 5 to 10 years ago, primer for your eyelids came into play. Which some people use concealer, or some people actually buy a primer for their eyeshadow. But either one works as long as you have a base that the shadow can stick on and last.
Okay, say all of that. Okay, so I want to talk now that we've kind of already talked a little bit about our journeys and how and when we developed our skills around makeup. I mean, your makeup is looking flawless. I think I still have a lot of room to grow, which I'm excited to do. But what healing have you already found around your own makeup journey? Like what deeper connection to yourself, if any, has it fostered?
So for me, as I used to be 100 pounds, if that, but as I have gained weight, I used to kind of shy away from the mirror or like really looking at myself, taking pictures. But I enjoy doing my makeup. It's something that's fun for me. So with that, I'm sitting in the mirror and I'm like, it's just like I see through myself. Like I just, how do I say it? I just learned to look at myself and be okay with features that I don't feel like are okay. Like I'm looking at myself and I'm like, what are you talking about? It's not that bad. Like you're perfectly fine. So it's just makeup has been something that has allowed me to just look at myself and just get lost into my own beauty, if that makes sense.
And do no, everything that you said actually is really relatable. I grew up really kind of thin because honestly because of anxiety and having and the symptoms of anxiety and how it related to me being able to like eat. I was just like really thin for a really long time. And as I've like addressed my anxiety, learned new and better coping skills, and been able to manage and like reduce the amount of anxiety I'm feeling, I've been able to eat more.
Mm-hmm.
And so I like have filled out more. And I actually have been thinking about like that difference and that journey and how it feels and how I feel, and like I feel all like, you know, full and like round, and like I feel good, honestly.
Yeah.
But I've also noticed like a difference in the way that people talk to me or compliment me, or you know, things like that. And I feel like my own journey with makeup has really been a sweet spot in that ebb and flow as well, because we really do live in a very like fat phobic society. And so even though the weight that I've gained has been healthy, I got way more compliments about myself when I was like sick and unhealthy. I'm like, I'm like, oh my God. Like, wait, do people in our society view illness as like the ideal body type? I'm unpacking that. I'm it's a process. But yes, makeup and the relationship with myself and the time that I spend pouring into myself, adorning myself, and you know, there's just like this relationship and this energy that I am engaging in when I'm putting on makeup that is solely for me. And that's something that, again, our society is not really pushing. It's not really saying do something for you, spend time just with yourself, appreciate who you
Mhm.
are and how you look. Not to us. I don't know who it's saying it to, but it sure ain't saying it to nobody who look like me. So, um, it's like this act of resistance. There's a lot of conversation on social media. Makeup is always being debated. The right to explore, you know, different hairstyles or engage with weave or wigs is always being debated. And I think it's just the most wonderful thing. I think that the more time that I've spent engaging with my own aesthetic, with my own self expression, it's only like helped me build actual confidence in myself because I know who I am. I know what makes me happy. And it's part of that.
I was just gonna say too, you mentioned I think you mentioned like it's time that you have to adorn yourself. I don't know about you, but I have a kid and I also work. So for me, that's about the only time that I really get to spend with myself is when I'm locked in the bathroom doing my makeup. So that's also a healing process for me. Like I get to decompress my day and I actually get to sit and think about myself and like you said, my beauty. So it's been healing for me in that aspect too. Like it's me time. So
Yes. I also want to shift gears a little bit and talk a little bit more about your cosmetics business. I
okay.
feel like we kind of like mentioned it a little bit at the beginning, but how has that journey been influenced by your love of makeup?
Um so that has actually allowed me to push my aesthetic. I like that you said you're like getting into your aesthetic, you know what you like and what you don't like. For me, my cosmetic line has allowed me to be myself and push my aesthetic. Like I've released products that are relatable to me, that work with me. Of course, I want to be inclusive of everyone, but it's a way that I show my personality through something that I love, which is makeup.
I love it. It's so expressive and so individualistic. Like the way that makeup is portrayed versus my own experience and journey with it, I'm like, it's almost feeling like it's just one of those things that, you know, has to be controlled because, you know, women and femmes are, you know, because at the end of the day, when my engagement with makeup has only been like explorative. I want to say that that's the
Yeah,
word.
I
I'm
think
so
that's a word.
sorry.
Yeah,
I'm like, I need to confirm.
exploratory,
But yeah,
explorative. That's the word.
yeah, I'm like, I will make the word up. I will literally make a word up like so. Yeah. Explorative. Yeah, so it's been completely explorative and it's been healing and it's been an area where I've been able to like be creative and like just explore some shit, you know? I've been getting into more watching other people do makeup. Um
Mm-hmm.
I just watched on TikTok, this gal did a beautiful butterfly design on her face using just her fingers. And, you know, like getting into finger painting again, like, hello, inner child healing. Like, do not have me up in this bathroom finger painting on my face, healing my inner child, and looking like a bad bitch all at the same time. Like, please don't make me do it because I will. I love it. I love art, and I feel like the more I explore makeup, the more I'm able to embrace it as the art form that it is.
And that's what it is for me too. I think like when I was a kid, I used to love to draw and paint and stuff. As I got older, like I kind of fell off. And then I think that's what really got me into makeup and doing my makeup is it literally was a canvas for me. Like I was able to create whatever I wanted to create using makeup. And, I'm a walking piece of art and it showed that. So that was definitely what it was for me too.
Yes, I love it. Okay, so I feel like um I have really said everything that I needed to about makeup. I am someone who is still learning a lot about makeup. I'm someone who is here to defend the right of um, not only women and femmes and men and everyone to explore makeup who is an adult, but I also feel like kiddos should be able to explore makeup if that's something that they are, feeling drawn to as well. Um, I've actually seen a lot of makeup brands that are, I think, at least I've seen this, that are having like some kid friendly items coming out because they know
Mhm.
that kiddos are getting more into makeup and they don't want, kids having to, their delicate little skin have to be in contact with the chemicals and things that our skin can handle. So I think that's great as well. I remember getting a little bit of kitty makeup when I was, you know, a little child or whatever I was back in the day. But yeah, I just think makeup is awesome. I think it's art. I think it's expression, and I definitely defend everyone's right to explore that art.
Right.
Are there
I
any
agree.
like last words, last wisdoms that you would want to say to people about makeup?
Yeah, like I would just say, like you said, it's very expressive. Makeup is extremely expressive. Um, I don't want people to get lost into like the makeup trend. Stay creative in your own way. Do what works for you as far as your face structure, your skin tone, the type of texture of your skin. Do what works for you. Don't try to follow trends. Makeup is meant to be expressive and creative. So take advantage of that. Yeah.
Yes. And Courtney, how can people find you in the world? How can they follow your journey? How can they support your business? Because we love an entrepreneur over here.
Yeah, so my personal accounts are Court the CEO, and that's CourtThaceo, and that's on Instagram. You can also find me on Twitter with that name, Snapchat, TikTok. And then support Crazy Craves Cosmetics by shopping www.crazycravecosmetics.com.
Yes. And y'all, that's another episode of the Hot Girls Healing podcast. I'm your host, Salenna Green. You can find me on social media at Hot Girls Healing Podcast. As always, like and share, join the conversation online using hashtag Hot Girls Healing Podcast. And if you're in your journaling journey, child, we're going with it. If you're in your journaling journey, do find the Self Love Prompted Journal online and give it a purchase. Support your girl, and I'll see you next time.
Bye.
Okay, I stopped the recording.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Since I know you're tired, since I know you're stressed, you were always favored and you were always blessed. It's all about that. Hot girls healing. We doing it our way. Hot girls healing. We better day by day. Hot girls healing. We doing it our way. Hot girls healing. And it goes on and on. And when it all goes wrong, we'll celebrate so nothing's gonna hold us down. And it goes on and on. The healing takes it all. But we are proud and strong. Nothing's gonna hold us down. Hot girls healing. Hot girls healing.